We got some inverse trigonometric functions inside of other functions. What do we do with that? These are not opposites. That's his tangent. This is arc cosine. Earlier we saw one that said tangent and then arctangent, and those just cancel each other out. But what do we do with these ones? They don't just cancel each other out. This is what we have to remember, what we have to recall. Everything inside these parentheses are supposed to give us a theta. It's supposed to give us a theta. Tangent of a theta. Yeah, we can do that, but what is that theta? What is the triangle for that theta? That is what we're going to do right now. Okay, now, our triangle is going to be in one of these quadrants. Actually, not all four of them. Only 2 quadrants are viable because we have an arc cosine function right here. Where is the range? What is the range for arc cosine? In other words, what are the answers we can get for arc cosine? 0 to pi. Some of you guys are remembering that. That's really good if you do. 0 to pi. So if the only answers we can get for arc cosine are from 0 to pi, which 2 quadrants are the only 2 quadrants we can have a triangle in? Quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. That's because 0 is right there and pi is right here. Okay, so which triangle would we be using? The one in quadrant 1 or the one in quadrant 2? And how do you know? Okay, so that would be adjacent over hypotenuse. Is the adjacent positive or is the adjacent negative? So is it going to be in quadrant 1 or is it going to be in quadrant 2? 2 there or 2 here? Not there, right here. So that'd be 2 over 3. Ooh, magical. Are you guys still with me? So if I know that this is my triangle, I can definitely find tangent of this theta. This theta is right there. This is our triangle for that theta. Oh man, we need this other side right here. So how are we going to find that? Pythagoras. So I'm going to go 9, which is 3 squared, minus 4, which is 2 squared. That's going to equal the missing side squared.
Why'd you do minus?
Oh, I'm trying to skip a step. Sorry. 9, or here we go. 3 squared equals 2 squared plus b squared. And so I would get 4 there, I would get 9 there, and I would subtract 4 from both sides. This is what you get. And now I have 5 equals b squared. So what does b equal? Equals square root of 5. Now I have a complete triangle. Can we find tangent of this triangle? Heck yeah, Fulio Mulio. This equals opposite over adjacent. On to the next one. What kind of triangle does this stuff give me inside right here? That arc sine. Now remember what the range is for arc sine? What's my range for arc sine, people? What are the answers I can get with arc sine? Negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2. Yes, we must memorize. So we have, well, we worked on it. And if you don't know why, then you can come in and ask me why later, or you can memorize. We went over why yesterday. So we got quadrant 1 or quadrant 2, because in quadrant 1 we go to pi over 2. And then in quadrant 2 or quadrant 4, we go to negative pi over 2. So we're in one of these quadrants. Is our triangle going to be right here, or is our triangle going to be right here? Ooh, how do we know it's quadrant 4? Because it's negative. Arc sine is negative. Okay, so another thing I can do to you guys is, if this is arc sine, what side is 3? Is it opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse?
Opposite.
Is opposite. And what side is 5? Hypotenuse. Okay, so we have negative 3 right here. We have 5 right here. How do I know the negative goes on the 3 and not the 5? Because the hypotenuse is always positive. Now, we would normally have to use Pythagorean theorem to find our missing side right here. But because 3, 4, 5 is a Pythagorean triple, I know that this is a 4. So we can find the answer to this really quickly now. Cosine of this would be positive 4 over. That's our answer. So overall, I want you guys to think of it like order of operations. You do everything inside the parentheses first, and then you work your way on to the outside, okay, to cosine. Don't forget that inside of inverse trig functions, like arc sine and arc cosine, those are inverse trig functions. Inside of those, those are sides. So since this is sine, that would be opposite over hypotenuse. This would be adjacent over hypotenuse because it's arc cosine. So this is giving us our triangle. We're not going to actually find the theta. We just have to find the triangle that has the theta in it. And then we use that triangle to find the cosine or the tangent, whatever's on the outside of the problem.